Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Eau de Treasure. I'm Steven. Got another beauty for you in this video. This is an aftershave. This is an aftershave lotion, but hold on a second, guys. This might be a pretty special aftershave lotion. This is the kind of scent that is very rare to find in eau de toilette form, very expensive, a discontinued, some might say masterpiece, but definitely a vintage, rare, interesting fragrance that is very expensive, hard to get. I found the aftershave version. Never smelled this before. I can't wait to test this one out. Show you the bottle, tell you how much I bought it for, tell you what's in the fragrance, what are the notes, and compare it to a cologne that I have that is supposed to smell similar. This one is a lot of fun, and I can't wait to open this one up. Let's check it out. This is from the famous designer Yves Saint Laurent. This one is called M7. I bought an aftershave fragrance recently. I made a video. I'll put a link to it above. I found Leonard pour Homme, the aftershave version, and that seller, that guy actually has a whole collection of vintage aftershaves. He's like an aftershave collector here in Japan. And I just happened to be cruising through his other stuff that he's selling, and I found this gem. This is a fragrance that I remember watching a YouTube video, and the YouTuber or the fragrance reviewer, Max Forti, was talking about how when this came out, it was kind of ahead of its time, and it didn't have a whole lot of sales, and it got discontinued, and it's very expensive now. Now, I think there's a newer version of M7 that's out that you can buy now. I don't know much about it, but let's just look at this one. I can't believe it has the box. I didn't even know that it has the box. I just saw the bottle in the listing description. Look at this thing. M7. It's got the 7 with the line through it like in Europe. Aftershave lotion. This is the big 100 ml bottle. It looks like it's like new condition. It's totally clean. Look at the bottom. There's the batch code. 2232. This is probably 2002, if I'm not mistaken. I'll check. M7 originally came out in 2002, and the perfumers are Alberto Marias and Jacques Cavalier. He changed his name, or he added the last name, I think it's Bellerude or Belletrude, to Jacques Cavalier. And this was one of the earlier, or one of the first designer ouds that was from a popular brand like this. At least that's what Max said, and it just wasn't really received well at the time. But nowadays, this type of fragrance profile is very popular. Of course, 20 years later. Inside is very clean. This is like new. Let's look at this bottle. Wow, look at this beauty. It's very clean. Look at the bottom here. 22321. 100 ml. It's the large size. Let's see how full it is. Guys, that's basically full. Look at that. That's amazing. So the only thing left to do is to give myself a splash, because this is not a spray. Do you guys know any aftershaves that actually spray? They're always a splash like this, right? So this top twists off. You know, the eau de toilette also has this on the side. See how it's not centered? But you pull this off and there's a spray cap there. All right, here goes. You know, in the fragrance community, people talk about this fragrance as it's one of the gems that's hard to get now. Up there with like Gucci Pour Homme 2 or Gucci Envy. Then you have this one, M7. All right, that's a liberal amount. All right, now let's give it a whiff. This is kind of weird. Immediately, I thought of Kool-Aid when I smelled that. And I don't mean like cherry or grape or anything like that, but it just has this kind of like a watered down Kool-Aid thing I thought of. It's weird how your mind reacts to certain scents. Okay, so I do smell the oud. I smell the light oud in this right off the top. Yep, this is a woody fragrance that does lean towards oud. I don't smell any like raspberry or rose yet. Reading off the notes on Fragrantica, the top notes are rosemary, mandarin orange, and bergamot, middle notes of agarwood and vetiver, and the base notes of amber and musk. Nowadays, you always smell some kind of a sweet note that they include with the oud, like a rose or raspberry that I mentioned. This one doesn't have that. It's really just kind of like a linear oud fragrance, but it's not like a very strong oud. It's a wearable oud. I really like this because I like oud, and I like the oud fragrances, not the ones that are really heavy, although I like them too. I just can't wear them out. But this is kind of one that you can wear out. Yeah, this is a very good vintage formulation. Now, it's the aftershave version. I guess it's not as strong as the eau de toilette, but I'm going to now compare it to this cologne that I have. So this is a Dua cologne called D7. This is Dua's version of original M7. And I've talked about this a few times. When I first got it, I talked about it, and then I made a video. I'll put a link above. I did a video where I a couple months later talked about it, and to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of this one, guys. Some of those fragrances that I got in the set of Duas that I bought, I love. This one is a not so much for me, and I'm glad I haven't sold it. I'm glad I hung on to it. I really want to keep these for at least a year and see how they develop over time. Somebody told me that you need to give Dua fragrances months to macerate or mature. I don't really want to wait that long. I mean, I gave it a month. Does it really take more than a month or 2 months? Do I have to wait 5 or 6 months? I mean, how long do I have to wait before this smells the way it's supposed to smell? So I'm going to do a spray right here. I mean, I have the original M7 aftershave here. I'm going to do a spray right here because everything else in my body, I've sprayed a lot of stuff tonight. I was testing a lot of fragrances tonight, but I want to test this on skin and not paper. You can tell me, guys, if this happens to you, but when I test things on paper, it doesn't smell really close to what it smells like on skin. I mean, the strength of it and the notes, I just can't pick up that much on paper as I do on skin. Now, what I talked about with this fragrance, the thing I didn't like about it, I do smell that it is kind of like it does have a woody or slight oud scent in this, but there's something weird about it. There's something, I hate to say synthetic, but there's something in this that kind of reminds me of what sunscreen or suntan lotion smells like. But I do now see the similarity to the original M7 and this one. All right, after some time, I've been smelling these for some time now. This is not really that close to this, to be honest. I don't have the eau de toilette, so I'm just going with this aftershave bottle. Guys, let me know. There is a newer version of M7. There's one called Oud Absolu. I was looking online, and some of the reviews say that that smells very similar to this. So let me know, guys, what else smells very close to the original M7, the eau de toilette version. I do like the scent. It's just not anything really better than oud scents you get today. Today you get stuff like Ombre Nomad from Louis Vuitton. You have all these other oud fragrances that are much more complex than this. This is a very basic oud fragrance. It's just kind of, I guess it's expensive and it's kind of a unicorn because it's rare and it was discontinued so long ago. It was only out for, I don't know, maybe 4 years. You let me know, guys. Was it out for 5 years, 6 years, or was it only out for 1 or 2 years? And if there's an alternative to M7 other than the Yves Saint Laurent M7 Oud Absolu, the new ones that come in the square bottle, if there is a good clone or if there's a better version than this Duo one, let me know in the comments. I just wanted to add one quick note on this. It's been drying down now. It's dried down. It's been like 30 or 40 minutes. And I have to admit, guys, now it smells a little bit more similar to M7. It's not exactly there, but I mean, it's more like 80, 85% there. It's much more similar now in the dry down. So the opening of D7, it's a little bit funky, but once it dries down, if this thing has macerated and matured to a good level, it's closer to M7, which is kind of a linear, soft oud fragrance. So just throwing that in there, guys, to be fair. What did I pay for this? That's the last part of this. Well, I forgot what the original price was that he was asking, but it wasn't that much. I think he was asking like 3,500 yen. I asked him, I said, I bought another fragrance from you. I bought the Leonard aftershave. Could I get this one a little bit cheaper? And I ended up getting this for just under 3,000 yen, which is $19.50. How did I do, guys? Did I get a good deal? Another note I wanted to add about M7 real quick. Here in Japan, the aftershave, of course I haven't seen it. One of the reasons why I guess this wasn't sold quickly, it wasn't listed under men's cologne. It was listed under the category of skin toners and skin lotions. There might be a whole lot of gems on there, but I never look in that category, so I'm lucky that I found the seller having this. The eau de toilette is available here. It was sold in Japan, and there are some Japanese sellers that have bottles of it for sale, but they know what it is, they know what it's worth. It's like people are asking $150 for like 20 ml or 30 ml left in a 50 ml bottle. So my itch has been scratched with this and with this cologne. I've tested this enough. I know what this smells like. I don't need to spend $200 or $250 on an original one. If I find a nice bottle under $100, I'm going to buy it as a collector's piece, the eau de toilette. But it's for sale here in Japan, and I'm not in a hurry to spend hundreds of dollars on it. Only if it's affordable will I grab it. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more of this discontinued vintage rare. Interesting fragrances on Eau de Treasure. Always appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.